And hello, beautiful souls. We are back now. You may or may not have seen another video that Polina and I recorded. And this was a video about co-creation. So if you haven't seen it, check out YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, it's there. But for now, enjoy this one. Today, we came together to talk about the realms of existence and how for so many beautiful souls on this planet, there's a perception that there is only one world, one reality, when in fact there are countless worlds, countless realities, and they all exist within realms, within timelines. And so today we wanted to put on our Ascension snorkel and go deep diving into, into the realms of existence with you. And more importantly, I know for myself, I'm excited to talk about what it means to choose the higher realms of existence and to sort of, what it means to walk a path and anchor reality and create realities within the higher realms of existence, and how we can choose to do that. So a little helicopter to start with. Wanted to sort of come in and share on 3 different levels with you beautiful souls that we can categorize the different realities into 3 different realms: the lower realms, the middle realms, and the higher realms. And yet at the same time, within each category, there's quite a lot of different timelines. And, we can sort of go within all of it. To put it to you simply, when we look at the lower realms of existence, if we look at the lower realms of existence in the physical world and then in the quantum world, we kind of zoom in and go, okay, well, the lower realms of existence within the physical world is it's the underworld, so we would liken that to the mafia, crime. There's a lot of fear. Like the prominent frequency is fear, the driver is power. And for anyone listening or watching, if you've been exposed to these particular realms, it's a heavy energy. Then the middle realms of existence are more commonly lived in with the masses of humanity on the planet right now as we transmit this. And the middle realms of existence are more societies, kind of still fear driven, yet there's this it's kind of like the collective society world. What the collective has agreed is the right thing to do, the wrong thing to do, what success looks like. And in the middle realms of existence, often people are driven by, very much driven by being enough and having society accept them, approve of them, which means that their dreams, their realities that they create are often not even their own. They're creating realities from a pre-structured set of templates and blueprints that have been carried from generation to generation, telling people that this is what it means to be approved of, successful. And this is where people see themselves living by the rules, and living within constructs of authority and living within constructs of, just the Groundhog Day, go to work, pay your bills, do all the right things, get married, have children, and none of that is a problem. And all of that is beautiful. Yet ultimately in the middle realms of existence, there is the frequency of fear, the frequency of not enoughness. There is a frequency that drives those realms of existence that places a lot of pressure on people. And often within those realms of existence, we're not as sovereign as we could be because we are still plugging in to the approval of others, to have our parents be proud of us, to have society accept us. And then within the physical realms, when we look at the higher realms of existence, the higher realms of existence are offering a pathway of sovereignty, offering a pathway of heart, offering a pathway of love. In the higher realms of existence, this is where the frequency is love, joy, play, and it's a completely different creation of realities. So we could share an earth and we could be on a 3rd density earth or 4th density earth or 5th density earth, yet all of them have realms of existence. And that means that we get to then be more discerning. We get to choose with greater precision where we want to anchor, where we want to create from. And, to start off with, to me, the pathway to discerning which reality is which and where we are is to pick up on the frequency. Is there fear and scarcity? Am I in the lower realms or the middle realms? Am I truly, am I truly openly receiving what's in front of me, being guided by my heart? Am I truly allowing love to guide me? Or is fear guiding me? Yeah. And that's what lets us know, because often we may think, oh, I want to be in my highest timeline. Yet if we're in a middle realm of existence, consciousness, our highest timeline is only limited to that realm, which means that what we're actually wanting is a realm shift, not even a timeline shift. Because as soon as we shift realms, whoop, we enter a whole new set of timelines and availabilities and possibilities where we can experience so much more joy, so much more play, so much more abundance. So this is my little intro, and Polinka and I are going to share beautiful, just beautiful insights into this, and invite anyone who would like to truly, anchor into the higher realms and build realities in them. Because to me, this is what so many souls are missioned to create right now, to remember how to create reality and then to choose what realm we build our realities in. Over to you.
Thank you, Gabby. This is so beautiful. You really worded it really well. It's so nice, so nice. And the way you describe multidimensionality and shift of ascension column, and how we raise our frequency by default, we attract different experiences, and that makes the journey of ascension really enjoyable, and we get to enjoy it rather than just being focused on the journey and the destination. We get to truly celebrate our excitement that we unlock as we walk this journey of ascension, as we ascend, and as we embody more of our soul essence. And I would love to add that this journey is journey of receiving and opening your heart to love, to joy, compassion, and all those things that feel incredible. So that is the reward that each soul in human body gets as an encouragement fuel to carry on. So dear beloved souls, please do not think that the journey of ascension is a hard work. It's endless shadow work and you really have to work. No, it's journey of love, unlocking freedom, merging with your own soul, and just creating and celebrating life. And on our practical experience, we all know that we have environments, we have relationships, we have situations where we feel good and then we don't. So we do know what feels good for us, and then we know what doesn't feel good for us. And I believe that any person, any soul, any being in the world, in the universe, definitely wants to feel good. So it's not so much a choice whether we choose to be traveling and journeying through lower realms or middle realms or higher realms. Our heart wants to unify with love. Our entire system wants to unify and merge with this internal light that we have, and expose, open up our human awareness to the beautiful, beautiful possibilities of the existence that we can't even comprehend and understand with our human mind, but we can feel it through the portal of our heart. So ascension is gorgeous, delicious, and very exciting process and journey. In my personal experience, I know how uninspiring and unencouraging lower realms feel when we carry and channel programs that are pre-created for collective consciousness, and they've been there for many, many, many eons. And because of our unawareness, we tap into those to help elevate collective consciousness, to raise the frequency. But we don't have to do this on our own, and sometimes we don't have to do this at all. We always have a choice to detach, unplug, and ascend, and live, and celebrate. We don't have to carry stuff and baggages for our ancestors, for our relatives, for collective consciousness and the origins where we were born. And it's important because when we know that there is freedom, we don't feel an obligation to do the heavy work for people we love. Because sometimes loving souls and star seeds and missionary souls, we are this beautiful breathing heart that just wants to make everything so much more exciting. Love, spread light. And out of great love, we sometimes decide to jump into this human avatar and make it a better place, help others, really help collective consciousness to be more stabilized in higher realms. So love, joy, and freedom, and all this playfulness and giggles become more and more available for all souls. That is not even a choice. So sometimes we jump into a physical body and we sign up for the journey of transmutation, for a journey of detaching and unplugging energetic cords that link us to lower realms of existence, to a third dimension where everything pretty much is fear-based and scarcity-based and discomfort. I can just state discomfort. That third dimension is a dimension of discomfort and not harmonious relation to self and relation to other beings. So it's not a place, but it's not a realm where we get to truly enjoy all the magnificence of who we are. And to raise our frequency, we simply need to make a choice. We need to know that there is so much more available for us to experience, and we want to experience because it's our divine birthright. And then we begin to merge into higher realms, into middle realms, where we get to bridge our consciousness, where we get to elevate our frequency from one plane of existence to another. And all is done by this signature quality of a frequency that our heart radiates, that our entire aura is breathing. It's a beautiful process that's done through very subtle changes within our consciousness. And we can never truly identify or measure, put a number, third, fourth, fifth, because all of these measurements, they get transcended and we get to experience life differently. We don't want to define anything with our mind. We do not want to compare, because journey begins just one I am presence. And this moment is now, and this moment is life, and we enjoy and we love and we breathe and we create and we share love now. So time gets transcended. Our worries get transcended, and we truly get to explore how amazing freedom feels. Freedom from all the concepts, freedom from all the structures that we were born into originally, because each soul, regardless of where we begin and how we begin, we all have our limitations to work through, and they're perfectly designed for us to really show us who we are, how much love we can hold, how much happiness we can share, and how much good we can create and multiply. So in my perception, journey of ascension is definitely a journey of love, and realms of existence. They, I wouldn't say a scale, but they are beautiful playgrounds where we get to know how different qualities of love are available to us and how amazing they feel.
Yeah, beautiful, beautifully said. Yeah. And it's also, like having a look at the very fabric of the universe and how multidimensional, how multifaceted it is, that every reality has parallel alternate versions of self. We are literally moving in and out of billions of realities constantly. The experience of motion, as I go, if you're watching on a video, as I go woo like this with my hands, I've just moved through so many versions of myself. In the quantum now, everything exists right now. All realms exist, all realities exist, all dimensions exist, versions of us across all of that exist right now. And we are literally shifting, through these versions of ourselves. One really important piece to I feel like anchor is that the realms of existence are not outside of us. They're actually within us. And so it is this choice of ascension. It is this choice of choosing heart consciousness, choosing love as our guiding force, that enables us to anchor within the very fabric of all versions of ourselves in the quantum that are traveling and building and creating within the higher realms of existence. Now, that doesn't mean that there is no version of ourself in the lower realms or middle realms, because in all fact, nothing is actually destroyed within the quantum now. So when we do inner work and we collapse or close down timelines, or we shift versions of ourselves, we don't erase old versions of ourselves. We simply no longer resonate in connection with them. And so this version of us simply can't reconnect back into a past previous timeline, a past previous version. Yet these versions of us still exist. Everything exists. And all we're doing when we're ascending is choosing to embody more pure unconditional love, to expand our capacity to play within the frequencies of love and joy and play and wonder, and to, of course, let go. With every string of fear that we let go, we're literally letting go of versions of ourselves, and therefore, playing within a different part of the quantum. I felt to share this because it's important to also know that if, there are times when something comes up that we, of course, look at it and we work with it. If there's something present in our now moment, in this moment right now, if fear comes to the surface, if scarcity comes to the surface, of course, we sit with that, we be with that, we work with that, we choose with love to harmonize that and to alchemize that within our own multidimensionality to, of course, choose love again. Yet, often so many people go looking and digging, and they literally, it's like they hop on a canoe in the quantum and they canoe over to all of these other versions of themselves. And sometimes they'll actually spend all this time here, and you can spend years looking for problems. Look, like this is where there's a little bit of a, like, I loved how you were talking about the shadow work. I am in no way, shape, or form saying that bury your head and just put a smile on and pretend everything's okay. Yet there is this, I think there's this maybe misunderstanding of the realms of existence. And so people go digging in the lower realms of their multidimensionality, looking for things to heal. And this can, 2 decades later, they're still there. And they're actually residing within versions of themselves that are lower realm, middle realm. As they activate more of their multidimensionality and their sensitivity to the quantum field, then they find themselves, receiving information about reptilians and Anunnaki, or demons, and all of a sudden they're in narratives of psychic attacks and all sorts of stuff. And that's the quantum underworld, the lower realms of the quantum realms. Yet all of them exist within us, meaning that it is our choice to choose love versus choosing to look for problems. But once again, I'm not saying that if something comes to the surface, we harmonize. Yet we can harmonize fear. We can literally harmonize other aspects of ourselves without traveling right into the center of them. We can harmonize them with, with a more, what's the word I'm looking for? With more of a holding them in love, like being able to look at that version of self within your own quantum, existence, and shine love onto that version of self instead of becoming that version of self fully, because we are so many different versions all at once. Therefore, anytime we go into just one version, we're experiencing the illusion that we are this one, yet really we are a collective. Every one of us is a collective. We are a collective consciousness within our soul oversoul network. Every lifetime our soul is having right now, is available if we're in the frequency bandwidth to that. And does that resonate? And so I'm sharing this because I loved how you shared, sometimes the shadow work, we get to discern, if we just choose to put it to the side and instead choose to harness more love, instead choose to do a lot more heart activation, heart consciousness work, harness more love, receive more love, spend more time really just anchoring into the frequency of love, co-creating with love, having love guide us. And by that, I mean the frequency of love as a sentient being, as a fractal of source consciousness being our mentor. Imagine his love, give them any image you want to, and then we turn to love for guidance. We ask God, love, how do you see this? What's your perspective? What are codes? What are teachings? And when we choose to have love guide us, when we choose to have abundance guide us, when we choose to have joy guide us, when we choose to have play guide us, we can't help it. We end up walking along the very fabrics of the higher realms of existence, creating within them. And in so doing, we end up harmonizing and alchemizing other aspects of ourselves within other realms until before you know it, we just don't access those realms anymore. Our home becomes the higher realms. Right? Cheer.
Beautiful, beautiful, Gaby. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's so true. It's so true. When we are dealing with consciousness, everything is consciousness. But when we know that it's infinite and we only attract, we can never chase anything. But what we look at, we attract. It's very everybody knows about of law of attraction and how if you want something, don't chase it, attract. But the truth of it is that we attract with our frequency from our heart, that our heart radiates. So we really need to be attuned to our heart consciousness. We really need to be knowing how to understand who we are and what our heart truly wants. And when we create this intention to get to know what do we really want, who am I and what is my soul and what is my life mission? What do I like? What don't I like? Simply having this intention is enough because it's a portal that opens up this stream of light that shines on us and shows us everything that we need to know in the moment about ourselves. And then we can walk this journey with our heart eyes open, not just with our physical eyes.
I like that, and the eyes.
Yes, the eyes of your heart. True.
Two beautiful eyes blinking away at the heart. That's right.
Funny. And I love it has said that there are infinite versions of ourselves there are infinite amounts of timelines, realms of existence and realities, and each has entire infinity of versions of us. And we only co-create with our soul, with our consciousness. Even those beautiful masters of light, ascended masters, councils of light, they are versions of our consciousness. That is why we co-create with them, because they are not external. We have access to those realms through the portal of our heart. It's us. We are one breathing, living organism, just separated into different fractals of light, embodied into bodies and different various forms, so we can co-create and enjoy this beautiful celebration. But if each one of us can imagine for a moment that there is infinite amount of versions of us, some versions are very happy, some versions are really enjoying life and they're breathing love, they're inhaling and exhaling love. They're purely beings of light and love. And there are other versions of us. They have more distress, they're less harmonized and sad and grumpy and demanding love because they don't feel love within. There are many versions. And as a person who's looking at this vastness reality and vastness, infinite amounts of versions and see them as your friends, who would you like to be friends with? Who would you like to be friends with? Who would you like to be sharing your life?
Of course.
And if we are attracted to be friends with grumpy versions ourselves, it's simply because we need to activate love and compassion and shower those versions with love, mercy, forgiveness, radical acceptance. And they become more happy and happy and happier. And that's how we merge with our versions of self, by activating love within our heart and merging with those timelines, merging with those realities. And we shift from one realm of existence to another and another by simply choosing to co-create with versions of ourselves that are happy, that are that love that we want to be, that are that happiness that we want to feel, that speak words of love, and they act out of love, not out of fear or desire to prove anything or compare themselves to any other being in the universe, which is silly, because if you know that you are an infinite stream of love and joy, and you come here to co-create with yourself, and you come here to multiply love, you by default are not drawn to be talking about conspiracies, Anunnakis, and different beings that do exist. But do we want to be remembering that? Do we want to be tapping into that? Because it is a void. And where we choose to navigate our awareness, our energy, we actually become that to one extent or another. And there is a beautiful expression, I think it goes like this: if you are staring at the void stares back at you, and then you become that void. It's so true. So in our daily life, we all have to make a choice. What do we want? Because multidimensionality and all realms, they are now, and they are available to us in our human bodies. Quantum ascension is here. It's not anywhere outside of ourselves. Sometimes I'm asked to share a little bit more clarity about realms and timelines, dimensions, for people who are just curious. And the question I'm often get asked is, what is the location of a fifth dimension? Or what is the location of the fourth dimension? It's not a physical plane. Physical reality mirrors us the reality that we have inside. So we all may be sharing one space and enjoying beautiful dinner together, but one person may be more anchored and more stabilized in the fifth dimension, and his meal or her meal would be tasting blissful, orgasmic, and just activate more love, bring more codex of abundance, joy, and encouragement. Or the person across the table may be more stabilized in third dimension and thinking, oh, this is not enough, or this is so
contrasting, right, wrong. Yep.
Absolutely, absolutely. So there is no thing as a physical location, and even shared reality is only shared to a certain extent. But what we truly share is love. What we truly share is happiness and joy, and that is the only essence that actually bonds us with all the beings of the universe. That's the only way we can truly relate to our friends, our family members, our beautiful partners in physical reality, and of course beyond extraterrestrial beings, and people souls who want to open up their channels and open up their awareness to the beautiful, majestic, and unbelievably expanded vastness of the magic and love that's available to us. Beautiful beings of light that we cannot even count or word, because human words cannot even express that love and joy that they embody. What am I trying to say? I'm losing it. I drifted away into this love. What we need to do is we need to really relax and open our heart and just choose love. And that is the journey that will take us to the location that is within us, where we have this infinite freedom, where we get to play and express the goodness and the beauty, the signature frequency of our soul, our heart, and we get to co-create with so many beings. And by choosing to co-create and become friends with beings of light, versions of ourselves that are ascended, that have already liberated from all that stuff that we see here, and by becoming friends with someone who is very, very loving, we become more loving ourselves. So I think it's a little bit, I brought this friendship paradigm here. It's so true, because realms of existence and timelines and all the infinite dimensions is a gateway that we have opportunity to walk through, to know more of who we are, and to get to know more of this quality of awareness that's available for us. And it doesn't belong to anyone else. No one has power to give it to us or take it back from us, because there is no such thing as forces. There is no such thing as violations of any law. It's all harmonized. Consciousness is harmony, love, and breathing, a live organism that wants to merge with light. And each fractal of God consciousness, of source consciousness, is designed to be merging and unifying and sharing this infinite stream of source consciousness of love.
I love Yeah, and I love that very much. It's so beautiful. It's interesting too because there's these different distinctions along the journey. For some, for some of us in our ascension journey and choosing love, we can we can misinterpret what it means to choose love, and we could potentially, sacrifice ourselves or feel like, love means that we let things go, that we become a doormat, that, and this message comes to anyone that's listening that potentially has chosen the path or the themes or the templates to explore in this lifetime of ascension, of being more of a rescuer or a hero or someone who maybe has a defense mechanism of fawning, compared to some of the others. And I sort of wanted to also share that when we choose love, we're actually looking deep within ourselves to love ourselves, that it is the love of self, the nurture of self, the giving to self, the allowing ourselves to fully feel the love that we have for ourselves, that then comes out and creates more loving realities. And that doesn't mean that we, blindly let things go or ignore our true feelings, because sometimes some people can, bypass their actual their true emotions and put an icing of love on top of a mud pie, I guess you could say. But if you're a mud pie with the icing of love, you're still a mud pie. And so it is actually bringing the love frequency into the core of the heart. And it is truly choosing to love self, to really take the journey of self-love. They're like the greatest, this is, it's kind of interesting too, because not many people are looking for more self-love. When we look out in the world, most people are like, show me how to manifest realities, how to create abundance, how to call in a lover, how to And it's not that many people that are Googling, how do I master self-love? Yet the truth is, every single pathway of ascension invites us to self-love and offers us this invitation to have a look and, and to allow that journey where self-love is so beautiful. That, it shifts everything to a completely different reality in itself, where others will respond differently to us. Everything gets created differently. And I share this because, if you're listening and you are a loving being and you're almost over loving, love does not mean that we rescue. Love does not mean that we become a hero, that we sacrifice, that we martyr ourselves. There have been many souls on this planet that have carried these templates. This is third density programming in duality, where someone needs to be saved, where, it's our responsibility that a loving person is someone who takes care of everyone's needs. And the truth is, we're all sovereign, powerful fractals of source. We're all gods and goddesses in human flesh. No one needs saving. It's quite the opposite. When we choose to see that beautiful power and strength and creator within everybody and give them back their, let them be responsible for their own life, that's love. Love sees the greatness in others. Love sees the sovereignty in others. Love can look at somebody else and see them doing something that maybe we would not necessarily choose or do, and let them take their own sovereign journey. Love doesn't jump in. Does that make sense? I felt to share this because, love, love from the higher realms of existence is truly love. It's unconditional. It sees the light in others in such a beautiful way, and therefore invites us to see the light within ourselves, knowing there is no wrong. Here's what's kind of cool too, because love invites us out of duality. It invites us out of the duality of the third and fourth density of existence, into completely different grid architecture of consciousness, where we can look beyond right and wrong and simply take the journey, not like, it invites us to stop over calculating, to stop trying to be perfect, and lets us just have an adventure on earth. knowing that there is no getting it wrong. Like literally, it doesn't matter which path we take. There's so many versions of ourselves. At a soul level, we can never get it wrong. Ever, 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 ever. Nor can anybody else. And there is this, this expansion around that. I felt to share this too, because to me, the more we choose love, the more love invites us into these pockets, into these places to look within ourselves and to be able to let go of the tiniest nuances of judgment, or the need to save, or the need to, get involved in some way, shape, or form, and allow things to be. Meaning that, through choosing to anchor into love and through choosing to build realities within the higher realms of existence, we're simply occupying that space in the quantum, choosing that. When we look at the new, like building a new earth, the opportunity is for souls to ascend, choose love, and then build new realities, new schools, new structures, build their lives, build their communities within the higher realms of existence. Now, that doesn't mean the middle realms and the lower realms cease to exist. It just means that if more and more people are here, this just becomes more populated. I kind of see it like this, right? It's like, people move out of the middle realms and they move into the higher realms. It's like they move out of the city and they move into the country. And then before, the country used to only have, 150 people living in one town, and now there's millions. And the city used to have millions, and now there's only 5 people left. And this is literally how over time, we restructure or create a new earth, because more and more people choose to anchor into a different frequency, co-create realities with a different frequency, because we're all creators. Every one of us is creating realities all the time. And it doesn't matter if we're conscious or unconscious, we're doing it. Multidimensionally, we are creating realities. So many people within the middle realms of existence, which are within the realms of, I guess you could say, collective agreement, where, kind of co-creating life with the masses. They don't even know that they're recreating the same realities together. That together, through media, through certain narratives, they as a God particle are literally collectively recreating the same realities. It's all within them, and the more of us that I feel like, just comes out of that illusion and realizes, oh my gosh, I'm actually creating this world. And then what's funny too is that as we choose to anchor in and co-create with different frequencies, co-create with the frequencies of love, like true love, love is a frequency that literally has duality and judgment, poof, disappear. That's what's available. And when we look at the middle realms of existence within third density, and fourth density, there is still comparison, judgment, right, wrong. And when that's being played out, when those frequencies are being co-created with, this is when, people will be talking about conspiracy theories, and then relating to their own creations as something outside of themselves, relating to everything that's around them as not their own creation, because it doesn't feel like their own creation, yet not getting that it is through the co-creation of those frequencies that's been regurgitated. And so, that's what it means to really choose love, and having love take us on an ascension journey, because there is what's awesome about love is there's no end to it. It's Polina and I met yesterday, and we're just sharing how just when we think life can't get better, it does. It's things are so freaking amazing. It's last month they were more amazing than ever. And now it's oh my God, they're even more amazing, because love expands, there is no end to love. There's no end to abundance. It's so expansive that every time we choose it, we're unlocking, we're creating, we're anchoring deeper into even more and even more and even more. And just when we thought it can't get better, it does. Just when we thought I couldn't possibly love more than that, we do. Or I couldn't possibly be loved more. And I think that's really cool, right? Because that's where, when we choose love as our ascension pathway, it's just this and there's another layer of love, another layer of, Yeah. As she picks up her chai latte and lovingly drinks it.
Absolutely. Love cannot be measured, it can only be experienced and enjoyed, and that's all what we want. This is all what we share in truth. We are so different, and each being is so unique, and there is never a being that's identical to another. But we all have the same essence of sun inside of our heart, which is unites us all, which is love, and love feels good. And we have to remember that no victimhood, no judgment, no rescuing and being a savior. That is not true love. Love sees love. Love recognizes love within another person and looks and loves another person until the person who is not feeling their own power softens and opens up into his own love. And that's how we get to help others rather than holding a hand and dragging towards direction where we think is better for them. There is so much intelligence in each being, and each heart has unique coding, and it knows where and how to direct awareness in order to merge with source consciousness, with soul consciousness. And we have to respect and honor each journey as we honor our own, because that is love. That is another quality of love, respecting, honoring, and really seeing the perfection of all. So therefore, there is no pity, there is no, oh, poor you, no such thing. No, it's just encouragement. Encouragement and sharing, sending love wings to all the beings who need support. And knowing that there is so much more joy that each can experience. And it is available to every single being, because that is the codex of the soul. Our soul is coded with those frequencies. And it's there, we just need to activate it. And we just need to allow it, and we just need to open ourselves up so we actually attract it and we become channels of it, and we don't resist, we don't push it back. And that's how we stop relooping those patterns over and over again, because we actually get a choice now, and we do have a choice. And I love, Gaby, how you shared about that this excitement that we all feel, and that I believe that it is a reward. I believe that this feeling of joy and feeling of love is the reward for the kind of work that we do, that we choose to ascend, that we choose to devotedly, with full devotion, merge with our soul. And of course, every area of life supports our choice. So we begin to blossom in every way. Our relationship with family members, with our friends and partners and romantic partners get better. Our finances flow. Everything becomes more and more better. Definitely. And we stabilize into a different realm. We stabilize into a different quality of frequency. And we do resonate with other beings and other creations that are matching frequency-wise with us. And we get to enjoy and explore different quality of love. And that's even more amazing, and that's even more exciting. And we can open our hearts up to something new that we have or haven't felt before in this human body, in this current incarnation. So there is an infinite journey of being surprised and looking at life with wonders, because miracles, and you meet miracles and you daily. So it can never get boring. It can never be boring. And we return to our innocent state as a child or as children when they meet every day, and they are fascinated with everything that they see, everything that they experience. They become this breathing heart, this naked heart, and they just want to carry on and explore more and more and more and create. And if we look at how children create, they only create with love. They create with joy, and they create beautiful creations. And look at what us parents, what we do. We look at something that our children create, and we think and we feel, oh, so good. It's such a beautiful creation. Thank you for creating. So we just begin to speak words of love. And that begins our primal way of communication with each other. And time gets transcended. So we can never look and think that something is going too slow. So we cannot be picky on ourselves. We cannot be picky on others. We release this burden of expectation that something has to be controlled and directed, navigated, and manifested in one way or another, in any certain way, because we do not have expectation that comes to our mind, as we are not so plugged into the collective structure. We get to create a grid and a structure of our own through our heart, co-created with our soul, and we learn how to define anew what time is. We have to define anew what is okay and how things are to be handled with love and ease. And all those parts of us that want to control, want to resist the divinity and the flow of life, they get transcended. And this process happens gradually. It's not that you do this work and you get somewhere. No, you just live, you breathe, you love, you experience, you allow, you open, and then you are moved. You're moved gradually by your higher self, by the wings of love and all the counsels of light that support us. Ascended masters, it's gradual. Everything in our reality, in the universe, is natural, is effortless, and softening up into this vastness and into this intelligence that is greater than our human intelligence. That is very exciting. That what I personally find mind-blowing, because the more I breathe, the more I love, the more I know less.
Yes.
I become less and less of who I thought I was, and I become more and more of who I truly am. And that is the reward, because when we know ourselves, when we are in tune with our internal system, when we know our body, when we feel and we see the messages that our body is showing us, not just about our trapped emotions and feelings and stagnant energies, but our body is such a beautiful, intelligent machine, device, avatar, that is indicating us how we are everywhere, how we are in quantum realm, how we are in different timelines. So we have infinite amount of possibilities to really get in touch with our true essence, to get to know our soul, to get to know our source, to get to know who we are in this physicality, through our body, through our emotions, through recognizing the voice of our heart, through intuition, through noticing thought patterns, the way we hold ourselves, what we think, what we say, how we carry ourselves through the day. Multidimensionality is now. Multidimensionality is here. It's in every moment, in every day. It is in our heart. We don't need to look outside of ourselves, and we do not need to look at others. We can learn from others, we can love others, and we can be receiving their love, but we can never compare ourselves to any other being. That is,
yeah, or place, or place a projection onto others of what is right and what is, what they should be doing. It's kind of interesting too, because love invites us to co-create with others through resonance and without judgment. And so there's like this opportunity for us to expand in our capacity to see the beauty in every fractal of source, and not need to change anything about any fractal of source, to receive them, allow them to be who they are in all of themselves, and allow ourselves to be who we are. And through the process of shifting and changing, because Ascension does invite us to dance with change, dance with movement. And sometimes certain people and certain environments and certain things will just simply they'll complete the cycle within our existence. It doesn't mean that there's a failure. It doesn't mean that there's that something went wrong. There's just a completion, and that, as we hold more love, we may no longer resonate with something that we used to when we had less love in our field. And ultimately, it's not about trying to force that other thing to change or to do anything. It's just to allow everything to have its place in the quantum and follow our heart, follow our frequency resonance, be open to the ever unfolding of new that comes into our field. And You know, I feel like this is important too because love does take us on adventures. It takes us on wild adventures where, you know, like the heart will tell us to go somewhere where the mind is like, what are you doing? You know? That makes no sense at all. And yet love and the heart takes us beyond the confines of logic, of the mind, of order and structure. And this is exciting too, you know. I know like both of us live so beautifully in this way. And I know for like Polinka, oh my gosh, like there's just you know, the right now you're traveling around the world and, you know, like you're being guided beautifully by love to be places, to anchor in the moment of now. Can you share a little bit about that? Because I feel like this is such a big piece of what it really means to be guided by heart, guided by love. How does it look in day-to-day existence?
Absolutely. Thank you, Gaby. I would love to share this. In my personal journey, before I was quite in my mind and I was really haunted. I couldn't sleep. I was trying to solve everything and plan everything and control and predict how my life can be. Oh my God, it was such a journey that I didn't enjoy. And then I truly made my mind and I really decided that I don't want to live like that anymore because it doesn't feel good. That's it. No other explanation. I do not enjoy that. And by creating this intention through my heart, I invited this infinite flow of changes that took me on a journey of self realization, getting to know myself, and truly learning to know and knew who I am, not who I thought I was, but who I truly am. And this journey is an ever unfolding one. It never ends, and I don't think it ever began because it's an illusion. But this journey invites us more to opening up more to what we truly are. And it happens through the portal of the heart, open heart. That's why I believe that the fundamental step is actually focusing on this and expanding, opening up. Because we get to know, we get to feel and explore, we get to embody our soul. And when we establish this deep bond with our soul, when we establish more close understanding of what we are, when we actually feel this line of communication through the portal of our heart with our soul, with our different various versions of ourselves, we receive messages. And these messages, they come through our heart. And our mind begins to recognize the message of our heart, and it has an option to resist or to allow. And this is a choice, this is a free will. We get to resist if we feel that resisting sometimes time-wise is okay. If we don't feel that we are ready to receive this message and follow through now, it's okay. We have to be really respecting our nature. We have to be respecting our senses and feelings. We don't have to say yes if we don't feel that right now it feels too much, it feels too scary or frightening or too overwhelming. We have to really be honoring comfort. We have to be honoring our internal system and respecting it and doing what feels in alignment, doing what feels comfortable and what encourages us. And when we receive messages through our heart, from our soul, from our beautiful infinite consciousness, and we feel that, yes, I want to allow this to happen. I want to allow this energetic pattern to be channeled through me. I want to bring it into my reality and explore what this journey is about and where it takes me. And it feels exciting. Mm-hmm. And what feels exciting, why not to explore that? Why not to explore something that is new and something that is very, very appealing? And that's how we begin to make decisions. That's at least how I make my decisions in my reality now. I don't really analyze anything because I'm not so much engaged with my life through my rational mind. I use my rational mind as an extension of my heart. Mm. And everything begins to simplify itself before my eyes. There is no need to overthink or really try to define anything. Just follow through and recognize what your reality is showing you now. And when we choose to receive these invitations that come through our heart, we go on this journey and we feel so incredible. We feel so proud that we did make this choice to follow through, because we are exposed to something that we've never, ever, ever imagined that can feel so good. And this is where we get to explore different qualities of love, of joy, of co-creation. It's a new, as is always new. It's never repeated, because we change, because we allow more and more and more. And this ocean of love that streams through us expands us. It washes off all the limitations, all the barriers. It releases all resistance that we have. So it expands us more and more and more. And we get to really enjoy more. And right now I'm traveling around the world, and it simply began with me recognizing a desire of my heart to be taking on a journey that has no destination. Just why not? Why not go to Taiwan, to Taipei and drink tea? If I would be thinking...
Very old tea, might I add.
I drink the tea. I love tea so much. I enjoy co-creating with tea spirit, and I enjoy what tea really shows me about myself. So I love tea. I'm a true tea drunk. So I decided to go to Taiwan and to drink tea there. If I would be thinking, Polina, what are you doing? Do you really need to do that? Why can't you just sit home and do the same with your friends here? Come on. But I knew that it feels so good. And I manifested this invitation, and my beautiful friend, he invited me to travel, and I did. And oh my God, magic.
Very special
arrived. Magic arrived. And when we choose not to snooze on invitations of our heart to explore, it's good. We should do that.
Yes, it's a big thing, right? Because I feel like it's also like it's a initiation and a journey for us to like have an invitation, have our soul invite us to something. And if you're listening to this, it tells me you're already pretty deep into your own ascension journey, meaning this transmission is going out to all the souls that we're connected to. And you are devoted to your evolution, to your ascension. You've already done so much inner work, and you've already been in so many places where you've been invited by your soul to an adventure where your mind may have not been ready for that. And what that means is the mind did the analysis, it got its little computer, it got the calculator out and it carried the two and it went, excuse me, what are you doing? Because the mind exists to keep us safe. And I feel like it's important to, at this point, to sort of anchor that this, being invited to something by our soul, being invited to something through our heart field, an adventure, you know, that there is excitement in our field to go, and being able to bring love to that, being able to expand our own universe and our capacity to follow love where it wants to take us, and to send love to the fear within us, and to be able to stay within our heart and talk to the mind like a loving, you know, being talks to a child, to literally be able to guide the mind, to be able to bring love to the mind, to be able to say, thanks, mind. You know, I appreciate what you're bringing to the table. I know you've got my back. I know that you're analyzing all the things, and I know that it might be scary to go on this journey. Yet take a deep breath, mind, because we've chosen to journey with love, and love is going to take us on adventures. And that means I'd like you to reconfigure mind and start to recalculate that safety means adventure, that it's actually not safe for us to stay in one spot, one reality, that's not what we came here for, that the new safety gets to be the traveling into other realities and realms, that evolution and ascension invites us to let go of a reality, a version of Earth that we've been in, you know, and step onto another, and then another, and another, and another. And this is what we're doing as we're evolving and ascending. Like, think about how many realities you have been in the last year alone. How many have you visited? And on your travels to this one, and like we're quantum shifting and waking up in new versions of self and new realities again and again and again. And so this is where this moment, this like following love on an adventure, following excitement on an adventure, sometimes there is no logic, and it is this moment where in that moment we get to bring love to the mind. We actually get to choose love and be with whatever's coming up for us and just expand it. Like see ourselves within, this is like inner grid work, see ourselves within the very confines of the grid architecture that exists. Grab the edges of our known universe in that moment and literally breathe into our heart field. And as we breathe out, expand the architecture of our quantum universe, create more space. When we do this, we are altering the fabrics of our quantum field, our subconscious, and we're expanding our mind's capacity to process even more adventure, even more ascension, even more travel. And we're never the same. As soon as love takes us on another adventure, our field is bigger than it ever was, and it can't go back. It doesn't go back. It's like, and then more and more, and to the point where and I know everyone listening, you can reflect, think about some of the things that you were maybe afraid to do or be a few years ago. Maybe it was self-expression, or speaking your truth to people you love, or following your dreams, your mission, doing courses, working with beautiful channels and teachers. Have a look at, like, now, no problems. Like old you may have had a bit of a challenge to go on an adventure of the soul. This version of you can do 10 of them before breakfast, and, and this is that piece where that, like anytime our soul and love invites us to an expansion and ascension, there can be this, like, where the mind gets to upgrade. And I feel like it's interesting too, because as we ascend, we are ascending ecologically, meaning that it is our mental, our emotional, our physical, our spiritual, and our quantum selves that are expanding, ascending, evolving. And it's not, like, it is nurturing the mental realm. Our mind is a field of existence. It's literally, like, I guess you could say it's a realm of existence that we reside in. Our mind will also determine what realms we can access when we're co-creating with our mind. And the first piece, and of course our emotions do the same thing, but it's all to do with relationships. So this is what's really cool. Love comes back because our relationship with our mind is what creates the co-creation with it. Our relationship with our emotions is what creates the relationship and the co-creations. Our relationship with our body, our relationship with our quantum self, our spiritual self, it's all relationships, which means it's all love. And the invitation is not to push the mind away. It's not to shush the mind. It's not to try and negate the mind. It's not a screw you mind, heart consciousness is where I'm at. That's not heart consciousness. It is instead being loving and nurturing to our mind and being able to sit within the heart consciousness and love the mind, which means we're no longer, like we don't fall into the illusion that the mind is the only thing we are. Like we are all of it. Our mind is co-creating with us, our emotions, our body, like the whole thing is all these different aspects. And if we just go into one and think this is all we are, like when we embrace the collectiveness of it, when we can actually hold ourselves in a unified field of all that we are and we bring love to it, if our emotions come in, if we feel the fear, if we feel the feeling of fear, and we're able to acknowledge that, and just, reflect, what is this? I feel fear in my field. Where is it? Here, where's it coming from? Show me. And then go into the quantum and find the precise location, and be able to send love, alchemize it through the heart field. We can literally alchemize years of trauma. We can alchemize so much, yet it is love that's the vehicle. When we're pushing things away, if we're like, I don't want to feel this, or we try and bury it down, or we don't want to feel it, that's not a great relationship. With our emotions, if our emotions were our friends and they were communicating to us and co-creating with us, same with the mind. When we bring love to it, everything's possible. everything. You know, this is what it really means to co-create life with love. And it's kind of interesting too, because in the higher realms of existence, when we channel and, you know, when we like channel, co-create with beautiful councils of light, ascended masters, beings of light from the higher realms, every one of them has so much love for us. You know, like this is when you know that you are speaking to higher realm beings, because there's only love that transmit, which means that if you're listening to this transmission and you tend to listen to channel transmissions, feel the frequency. If someone's channeling a whole bunch of data from the middle realms or the lower realms, or are they actually channeling from the higher realms? And if there's data being channeled that has any fear connotation within it, it's not coming from the higher realms. The higher realms just don't function that way. They don't co-create with fear. And every single being of light that co-creates with us, like, can you imagine if they were judgy? If they were to judge us, my gosh, they would constantly just be like, oh, what are you doing? No, oh, not again. You know, like, oh man. Like if they brought that consciousness to it, like if their mind was calculating, their mind could potentially do the math and go, you know what, this is too hard. And yet every time we co-create with councils of light, every time we, you know, right now as we speak with you, there's so many beautiful like beings of light with us that are co-creating this transmission. And there's just love, like, you know, Polina trans channels the Syrian Council from the ninth dimension, plus other beautiful beings in the angelic realm. And yesterday we met and we literally had a beautiful trans channeling, it's beautiful trans channeling where the Syrian Council came through. Love them. And just one thing I've noticed every single time I experience trance channelings through a channel who has a crystalline channel, and I'll come back to that in a moment, a like full like crystalline channel, the frequencies that are being streamed are always loving. You know, like there's just so much love that the guidance, the insights are always filled with so much love. There's no judgment, there's none, there's no like, it is just pure love. And coming back now to Crystalline Channel, for those that are listening who are, you know, taking this journey, and if you're listening and you're a channel and you're excited to expand your channel, because obviously our channels get to expand and evolve with us, love truly invites us to activate our crystalline channel, meaning that the channel that the channel that we're co-creating with, all the codes and data and frequencies we're streaming from the quantum becomes crystalline, which means that the only co-creation is that with the higher realms of existence, only with we don't need to be going into channel and setting up all of these, only that of the light can enter, if you're dark, be gone with you. We don't need to say any of that stuff when our channel is crystalline, when we're choosing love, when we're harnessing love and we're attuning to love, because the channel itself is coded with love, which means that only the resonant frequency of love can even find it in the quantum. And then the channel is only attuning to that's love in the quantum. And I feel like this is important too, because this invites all of us who are messengers, who are doing, you know, who are guiding others, who are mission souls, who are co-creating with others in any way, shape or form, for greater precision of our own crystalline channel, you know, to invite us to attune to the higher realms within the quantum and stream the most loving codes, you know, and co-create with the most loving beings, because that gets anchored. Every time we do that, anchors into the very fabrics, the crystalline grids of this planet, and therefore creates and anchors and stabilizes everyone into even more beautiful expressions of this planet, because this planet truly is incredible. You know, this is heaven. The heaven's not outside of this planet. It's here in the trees, in the waterfalls, and in the love that humans have for each other and everything around them. Yeah.
Beautiful. I love it, Gaby. Beautiful, beautiful. You are streaming so much love and harmony and peace. It's beautiful. And this is what we want to do when we truly allow our soul to guide us. We want to stream love. We want to share goodness, expand more, 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 and just to multiply love, because there is nothing else to do but to express our soul essence.
Yeah.
Our soul essence has different qualities of love. So that's why this journey of ascension and merging with our multidimensional selves always feels good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, love you, Angel. What a fun transmission. And is there anything else you want to share, or do you feel complete with this transmission?
Complete. I would just like to just to anchor it as well. My mudras, that language. Yes, now I feel complete.
Yay! And if you're watching on video, the beautiful dog of light, this is Maya, the dog of light, celebrates and sends you all doggy love, because doggy love is just one of the best loves there is. I am here on send love. Yeah. And for those of you listening, I know I'm not sure if you do. So on my website, there's a free resources tab, and inside of there, there's a transmission called the Heart Consciousness Activation. So if you would like to go there, it's completely free. You can receive a powerful heart consciousness activation to co-create and expand more, and and to it's an activation you can literally do weekly to continue to expand, and of course like discern, because if you're not ready for the next version of it, it might overload your system. Is there anything you have on your website or anywhere like around heart consciousness activations that someone could find as well?
I have a heart activation program, but it's available for those who did the trauma release. So it's not a free resource right now, but I'm working on it, and I'm restructuring my website. So I really need to do a good work in few days. Yes, but for now I have Instagram and Facebook.
So yep, follow and receive, and then of course, because this will probably be out in a couple of days, then Polinka's probably going to reconfigure some of her website. So if you're feeling excited for this too, there is this journey of releasing, like trauma release and releasing pains and densities in our field to be able to activate the crystalline architecture, the intelligence of this technology, the heart consciousness, heart field technology is wow, and what it's capable of. So if you're feeling called, if you have a soul excitement to receive the heart consciousness activation from my site, or go check out beautiful Polina's courses, please do so. And you know what's really cool? Oh, I just remembered. So I'm in a few weeks' time, I'll be delivering this year's Magic School, Quantum Magic School, which is an amazing program inviting souls for ascension to become quantum practitioners, to literally work through the heart field and co-create with the higher realms of existence, and to remember more of their soul toolkit, to literally call back more of their soul gifts and soul magic. And this year, Polinka is one of the professors. So she is a Magic School professor. She's the professor of heart consciousness at Magic School, which is really, really cool. And so she'll be joining us. And if you've seen any of the stuff, if you're listening to this and you're already enrolled, isn't this great? She's going to be there. And if you haven't found out anything, please check out Magic School on my website and see if that thread excites your soul. It's been a pleasure and an honor. I just adore you, beautiful soul. And easy to do this one and that one. Lots of love to you, beautiful souls listening. Mwah. Till next time. Yay.